Hey there, Teaching Math students. Welcome to Homework 4.10, Unit 4 Word Problems. Again, you have a test on Monday. If you watch the video, check off. There's going to be a lot of work to this, but there's only like 4 problems total. So let's lock in. Calculators are okay. We're going to have to do some writing as well. So the number of chocolate chip cookies sold at the bakery is represented by the expression 6n plus 5. The number of sugar cookies sold is represented by the expression 4n minus 6. Write an expression to show how many more chocolate chip cookies were sold than sugar cookies, right? Then evaluate if the expression is n equals 15. So we're going to have two things. We're going to have an expression and we're going to have an answer. So what do we know? We know that chocolate chip cookies have the expression of 6n plus 5, and then sugar cookies have the expression of 4n minus 6. What do we want to figure out? How many more chocolate chip, how many more chocolate chip were sold than sugar cookies? Okay, we're going to set up this subtraction problem where we're going to say chocolate minus sugar. So the chocolate expression 6n plus 5 minus, and then in parentheses, super important, the sugar expression, 4n minus 6. Now we're going to go ahead and distribute this negative, just like we talked about today in class, right? So this becomes negative 4n, and a negative times a negative plus 6. We drop down everything else, and now we're just going to go ahead and look to combine like terms. So 6n plus negative 4n, if I want to make myself a little clearer, I could say plus negative 4n is 2n. 2n, and then we've got 5 and 6 plus 11. So there's my expression, 2n plus 11, after I did my subtraction, right? The biggest thing was making sure that I went ahead and distributed that negative, right? So now the whole thing is saying, hey, if n is equal to 15, I'm just going to evaluate. So evaluate, yes, write that down. So n equals 15. So I'm going to say 2, not n, but parentheses 15. Plus 11, right? That gives me 30 plus 11, which gives me 41 more cookies, right? So 41 more chocolate chip cookies than sugar cookies were sold, okay? If you take a look at this problem, very similar. You've got the cost of sneakers after a 15% markup can be represented by the expression C plus 0.15 C, and then simplify the expression and then determine the total cost of the sneakers. So I'm going to tell you what you know and what you want to find out. Your expression here is C plus 0.15 C, and hello, these are like terms, right? C plus 0.15 C is actually 1.15 C. And now you just want to evaluate if C is equal to 95, right? So you're just going to literally plug in 1.15 parentheses 95, and I'm going to go ahead and let you solve that. On the back side, it says, write an expression that represents the cost in dollars of buying any number of hats, H, and any number of shirts, S. Then find the total cost of buying 4 hats and 3 shirts. So how much does a hat cost? It's $4.85. So if I just bought 1 hat, that'd be $4.85, right? What if I bought 2 hats? That'd be $4.85 times H, right? And if I bought a shirt, that'd be just $7.25. What if I bought 2 shirts? That'd be $7.25 times S, right? So there's my expression, 4.85 H plus 7.25 S. Now I simply want to evaluate when H equals 4 and S equals 3. I'm going to allow you to plug in. Make sure you fill in what you know and what you want to find out as well, and then you solve the evaluating problem. And then for this very last problem here, I am literally going to go ahead and allow you to solve this on your own. I know it's tough, but figure out what you know, what you want to find out, and then show some work. You're going to have an expression, you're going to have an answer. It says if the first day is represented by 6x minus 3, the second day is represented by x minus 1, or an expression to find out the total amount. That should be telling you what you should do. And then you're also going to want to evaluate when x is equal to 50. All right, you've got it. Call me if you have questions.